Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the 1804 show, chapter 2. I'm your host, Dollar Will, and this is episode 380. Yeah, I missed y'all so much, man. I know I've been off for a week, but had to get some things situated, had to get some things handled. So I'm back. So tonight, I wanted to talk about some things real quick because a lot of people been waiting on what I think about the Tyreek Nichols situation. But I feel like there's no thought on that because we kill each other every day. And it's just a whole lot of social engineering going on. It just comes a time where um, we have to take a look at ourselves in the mirror. You know, we like to play victim a little bit too much, but we celebrate the negativity of the hood. We celebrate the atrocities. You know, we do a lot to ourselves, so until we on one accord, until we are unified, then we can't get mad about certain things like that. We can't even be outraged. We can't even protest. And we got to start treating each other better because it's like the only time when people care is when you're trending and when you're a hashtag. And we got to stop that because we are so much greater than the social media stuff. And it's just fake. It's fake outrage, fake love. It's fake everything. And it's just, you just want your people to know how great they are. Want to know, how did we get to this point of us killing each other like this? When once upon a time ago, we all was in unity. We all was peaceful amongst each other. And what I mean by that is, I have really been doing my research. I really have been doing some digging and wondering why they hate us so much, why they hate black people so much. And come to find out, we're not black. We never was black. And a lot of the stories that we heard in school were lies. There were no slave ship. There were no transatlantic slave ship because they already had us over here. We was already here. And this is not anything I'm going to get myself in trouble because this is documented. You know, people are waking up and seeing that we've been bamboozled, we've been lied to, we've been misled down a wrong path. And I'm one of those people that refuse to continue on being lied to. So I do my own research, I do my own digging. And it's just unfortunate that a whole lot of people went to their graves without knowing the truth about their people, about who they are, and about just the greatest Jedi mind trick of all time. And I won't even claim the Indian term because that's the same thing as claiming African American, but I will claim Aboriginal. I'm a American Aborigine, and I will claim that because that's what I am. And you have people who are born in America going to Ghana, going to Nigeria, going to all these African places like you're welcome. That's not your home. You did not come from no damn Africa. And there's nothing wrong with Africa. Africa's beautiful. But our homeland's here. It's been here. We have the oldest pyramids before Egypt. And it just you have so many people who don't understand this. They don't understand why everybody hate us so much. But yet they copied everything that we done. From our music, our culture, our language. And you got to look at this from a conscious mindset. You can't look at it from a colonized mind. You got to look at it from a third eye standpoint or point of view and realize that they knew who we were this whole time. And everything that I'm wearing right now is all about the ancestors right now. Because our ancestors made sure that they left evidence, they left traces, they left paintings, they left hieroglyphics, sculptures, so we will not forget them. But yeah, we looking towards other continents at our ancestors when our ancestors was already here. In America, it's so much stuff and so much more in America that you will even know unless you did your research about it. And they always talk about how everybody robbed Africa, but people robbed America too. Actually, people robbed America more than they robbed Africa. And it just makes sense that the people that suffer the most, the groups of people that suffer the most were the Black Americans. It makes complete sense because first you come over here and you invade a land that people was already living over here. And how else they was able to take over and conquer if they didn't know the language? And a lot of people don't even know. It was Black people that got off the boat too. But they weren't slaves. They was explorers. They was interpreters. How else they knew the language? How else they knew how to communicate with their ancestors? Finding out the customs, finding out how to farm, finding out land and this and that. And it's just the religion thing. You know, I'm very spiritual. I don't knock anybody's beliefs. I don't knock anybody who they pray to or who they believe in. But we're the only ones that, even with religion, we're still divided. Because everybody else can have different entities that they pray to, but Black people, we are still divided. We are still separated. We're not on code. We are completely segregated amongst ourselves. And that wasn't the way it was supposed to be. And like I said, they really lied about a lot of things that took place and that happened. And when you have stories like the Trail of Tears, how groups of Indians migrated from the east and the south of the United States and went out west. But yet, you have Blacks who went out west, and that's how Black Wall Street was established, because of Trail of Tears. They was the descendants of those inhabitants in America civilization. But like I said, we have suffered the most out of everybody, because not only that, but you told this fake ass slave story. A lot of us think slavery was like how it is depicted in films, but it wasn't like that. It was contracts. It was compensation. It was pay. You know what I'm saying? Just like it is now. So it was no plantations like that. It wasn't even white slave masters like that. It was a lot of Black slave masters too, and white slaves too. And we need to stop lying to people. And and a lot of us don't dig, or we don't research because we going to be afraid of what we discover. And a lot of times we have to take accountability for that because we're lazy. You know, a lot of us don't want to find out the truth because we're so busy hearing recycled stories like 400 years of slavery. But America, well, the country of America is only 260 odd years old. So apparently slavery couldn't have been that long ago. And then after that, you have Reconstruction, and then after that, you have Jim Crow. And this is the thing that they don't tell you about any other stuff. Those Seminoles that Andrew Jackson fought, they were black people. They were colored people. Andrew Jackson and his army lost to a whole bunch of colored people. They don't tell you that. They use these modern day Seminoles of Florida and all over the place, but they aren't the real Seminoles. A lot of these tribes out here aren't the real original people. You know, they are imposters. They are con artists. They've been using our heritage. They've been using our birthrights against us because of the fact that they had signed so many things into law. They had the law on their side. You know, they came fresh off a boat, or they came fresh from Alaska, from Russia, and all that. You know, they are the people that assisted into capturing us, into making us prisoners of war, and taking away our rights and taking away our names, took away our culture and stuff. And I won't lie to you guys. I won't bullshit you. Because it hurts me knowing that this was orchestrated in order to keep us down. And I always wonder why we're the ones that go through the most. Is because of the fact that we are the chosen people of God. And everybody knows this. And I don't care what anybody says. It's the truth. And if we know, and then if we can prove this, and we got to prove it. Nobody else got to prove who they are but us. You know, nobody has to take DNA tests like to find out where they come from but us, which are falsified, fake results and everything like that. When the DNA test is your grandmother, is your great-grandfather or great-grandmother and all that stuff. If you still have your elders in your family, I suggest you find out who you are instead of paying these websites thousands of dollars to find out who you are. And they still allow you because it's an agenda. It's always been an agenda. You know, it's sad. You know, they've been trying to exterminate us from jump. They've been trying to get rid of us since the beginning of time because they're jealous. They jealous because as soon as they got over to our land and over to our region, they realized that we had so many trees, flowers, plants, air, water, everything. You know, we always were able to build things. We was able to create schools and colleges and just everything, you know. And that just proves that we are the original people here. Because even when we was by ourselves, even when we couldn't integrate and this and that, we was able to thrive. We was able to gain wealth. And they know that I'm telling the truth and I'm speaking the truth. They know this. Because land is generational wealth. Everything is generational wealth. As far as like the first person in your family that want to start a business or go to college and this and that, you basically creating generational wealth if you succeed, if you make it. But they don't want to tell you that. They don't want to tell you that, they use every tactic to silence us. They use terrorists, a.k.a. the Ku Klux Klan, a.k.a. white vigilantes and all that stuff to get rid of us. Armies. And nobody has been bombed on their city block besides us. You feel me? If you know about the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre, aka Black Wall Street, they used military planes to bomb us, move Organization House, dropped a bomb on a residential block so they can get rid of us. They always take extreme measures to get rid of us, for us having our constitutional rights. And when will we get it? When will we get the message? You know what I'm saying? When will we understand that we are great? We are undefeated. We are undefeated because God has our backs. God makes sure that we prevail. And number one cause of death for black people is abortion. It's not heart disease. It's not diabetes. It's abortion, which they promote behind the scenes. They made millions of dollars off abortion. So I'm not for abortion because that's number one cause of death of us. And we lost that warriorship in us. We lost that will to fight. We always try to forgive and forget, but yet people forget. It's an eye for an eye. We are worth more dead than alive. And this is why we got to stop falling for these traps. There's nothing wrong with protesting. I will not say that because it's your constitutional right to protest. But we got to stop giving in. It got to be a different way, y'all. It got to be a different strategy instead of us protesting and nothing changes, nothing happens. And one thing that I would say that the white people did, if a black man was accused of rape, accused of murder, accused of sexual assaulting a white woman, not only they will gather up the gang, but they will show up to your house. They will pull up on you and get you and beat you up, shoot you 100 times, and string you up on the tree, and then either cut your balls off, or cut your scrotum off, or ear, foot, toe, finger. Keep it out as a souvenir, and then they will burn you alive. That's the thing I can say that the white man of that time did differently. Whether you was guilty or not, that nigga was gonna swing. And we just allow people who don't live in our communities, who don't live on our block, to speak for us, to be a representative of us. And we got to stop that. Because they looking for a check. They're looking for something to get paid. It's a whole lot of ambulance chasers around here. I'm more worth dead than alive. You know, that's sad. And a lot of people don't know that George Floyd settlement came during his murder trial. And that's when all that all lives matter shit came from. It appeared then once that check cleared. And I tell any and everybody who loves me, if something happens to me, don't take the check. I will have more respect for you in the spirit realm, knowing that you fought to get me justice, to get me a guilty verdict. I will respect you more. And if something happened to me, knowing that you tried to get a guilty verdict, I would respect that. Then you take a check and just sign me off and rid me off like my life didn't mean anything. You know, our lives don't mean anything. You know, it's just sad. And then you have these city girls, you know what I'm saying, congratulating each other when they get child support, you know, or spousal support, but not realizing that they are being used by white supremacy to destroy us systematically, because how we gonna work if we can't pay child support? How we gonna get around if we don't pay child support? How we gonna be a father to our kids if we can't afford to pay child support and spousal support? You know, it's a bigger picture than what's being painted or the canvas that's being displayed in front of you. But it's just so much shit going on, and it's just sad that we don't know who we are. We don't know our greatness. We don't know our superpowers. You know, they knew how great we were when they first saw us. Because we have the best bodies. We have the best minds. Our women, the best. That's why everybody want to be like our black woman. Because we have the best women. You know what I'm saying? On the planet. And I just advise people, man, it's to wake up. You know, everything is starting to show itself. And I'm talking about the book of Revelation. Everything's starting to be revealed. And everything isn't what you think it is. We're not even in the year 2023. We're not even prepared what's to come. And I just want my people, our people, to know who they are. And stop the bullshit. Wake up and really find out your bloodline. Find out your history for real. Because I really been busting my ass during these history segments and just really giving y'all the blueprint. And a lot of people want to come at me for being knowledgeable. And yes, I'm smart. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm the smartest man on the planet, because I'm not. But I'm not going to let no brain dead motherfucker tell me otherwise. Especially when I done the research. I read the book. I read the references and checked my sources and stuff like that. So, of course, I'm smart. I'm not going to blow smoke out your ass or nothing like that. I'm not here to bullshit you. I'm not here to hustle nobody. All I'm here is to educate, elevate, and teach my people. Whatever I find out or whatever I discover, you will get it from me. And I do this from the heart. I barely get any money from this. So, if anything, respect what I'm doing, because I'm not asking for anybody to donate their hard-earned money. I put my Cashapp in the description just in case you want to. I can't force you, or I can't make you do anything. If anything, I just want y'all to win. And the best part of knowing your history is that once you know your past, you will have a future. So, But yeah, I have no thoughts on the Tyreek Nichols situation because those cops was wrong. Everybody who participated in it is going to be held accountable, hopefully, if not by the justice system, but God's system. Everybody get their karma eventually. So I just hope that that young man gets justice, and I'm sorry that it happened to you, and I'm praying for you and your family. But we have to stop being fooled. There's a reason why they're doing this, because they want to take us out. They've been trying to take us out. And the best part of getting under our skin is playing with our psyche. Because we have seen so many of these things happen on tape to the point that a lot of us are triggered by police brutality. But my thing is that, how come we so quick to get mad about that, but we don't get mad about people shooting each other, drugs in the community, prostitution in the community, all these liquor stores around here, all these people who's out committing crimes. We don't get mad about that, but we get mad once a police officer kills a young black male, but you have family members, friends, colleagues, associates is doing this to somebody else's child. Those things I just said. We can't get mad at nothing. We can't get outraged about anything until we regulate our communities, until we patrol our communities and try to make it a better place. Now, what you do inside your home is your business. But outside the community, while these kids outside playing and walking the streets and stuff like that, we got to do better. So we can't get mad at anybody but ourselves for letting things like this to continue. And you sit back and wonder, like, dang, like, why the hood is the hood. You ever sit back and think about that? Like, damn, why is broken glass here? Why is drug paraphernalia on the ground? Why is drive-bys? Why is this? Why is that? You ever sit back and think about that? But no, y'all glorify it. Y'all glamorize it. But no, everybody don't live like that. And I used to stay in New York. I went to an Italian neighborhood, and there was no trash on the ground, grass perfectly cut. Everybody just were spotless. Everybody lived outside in peace and harmony. I can't even walk on my own block or just anywhere without looking over my shoulder. You should feel comfortable walking in your communities. And it's so crazy. It's so sad. Just how they did us. How they murdered us. How they fed us to alligators. But yet y'all feel like y'all not great. Y'all feel like y'all not worthy of anything. God is the same God. God has brought us through it all. Even when they tried to destroy us, God made sure that we prevailed and that we overstand. But it's before we can overstand, we got to understand who we are and how great we are, how much potential we have. And stop this gender shit, man. This gender shit, bullshit, submission and this and that. Like, enough is enough. People still doing the 2021, 2022 shit. And it's 2023. If you don't have your shit together mentally, financially, emotionally, physically, then there's no hope for you. Because it starts with self first. Then everybody else will follow suit. But yeah, it's time to take back what's ours. Quit electing and start picking. We got to pick our own officials. We got to choose our own politicians because they choosing the people for us and people ain't doing shit for us. We always first while they put us last. So it's time that we stop playing their fucking games. It's time that we start figuring out where we came from as far as which land or tribe that we came from, and reclaim your tribe. Reclaim what was promised to you. Don't settle, because we get the scraps while they get everything else. But we get the scraps. And do you realize how much acres of land that the government gave these people who came off a boat? And I'm not saying that to be racist or anything, but it's the truth. That's why Dr. King was fighting for reparations, because he figured out what was going on. Anytime you talk about reparations, you taking out. You ever realize that every black leader that ever talked about reparations, talked about economic or financial literacy and independence and all that stuff gets taken out? So we got to realize who we are. We got to realize that we can't play their game. We got to start taking our own name and own history, own heritage, everything back. And call out these imposters who they really are. And to start by looking at these family records. You know, we all have family records. You know, start from the beginning. And you will find out the truth. But I'm out. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Link in the description box with my Cashapp. Cashapp $, the 1804 show. And stay tuned for more episodes. And I thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. Love y'all. Peace.